Hello trail travelers, it is Carrie and Katarina, and today we are outside of Sedona, Arizona, and we're going to do Soldier Pass. Before we get to the trail, you got to know how to get to the trail. Now you can follow the maps on like trailsoffroad.com to get here, but at the very beginning there's an electronic gate. You need a pass to get in that. You get to this gate, you need a combination code to get to this. Well, how do you get those? Well, first you have to go to recreation.gov and get a permit to run this trail, because there's only 12 permits issued today, one vehicle per permit. It's only 12 vehicles a day allowed on Soldier Pass. So you got to get that permit. We were fortunate enough to get one today, but on the permit, it gives you a 4-digit code. You use that at the first gate, that'll open that up and get you to the parking lot. Then you come up to this monstrosity of a nightmare with all these locks on it. This second one here, you use the same code that's on your permit. This will open up and you can slide this over and drive through. So that's how to get into Soldier Pass. Now we're aired down, we're ready to go. Let's go hit this trail. Okay, we are just getting started on Soldier Pass. Figuring out how to get in here was probably the most confusing part. And we've got a big kind of a rock pile here that we need to get over. All right, we're gonna crawl over these rocks here. This is probably the most intimidating part of this trail right at the very beginning. And if you can make it over this, then supposedly you can make it over everything on the trail. So we'll just take it nice and slow, drop in a nice low gear, and just kind of walk it down, I guess. This is our first time on this trail, so we're hoping that this is going to be a lot of fun. Look at these views. Right in front of us is absolutely gorgeous red rock. I'm just going nice and slow so you guys can see this, but this is super, super pretty. So we should tell you like more about where we're at and what the time of year. It is May 20th, 2022. We are outside of Sedona, Arizona. We're actually here for Overland Expo, and we're taking in a few trails while we're here. And Soldier Pass was on my list of things I wanted to do. And today we were discussing it with some people, and someone said, "Do you already have a permit?" I was like, "What? Permit? I didn't know I needed a permit for Soldier Pass." And so we got back to our room and I went online, and today was the only day that had availability. And with only 12 vehicles allowed a day, it was like, well, let's just go today since it was the only day that we could get a pass for while we were here. And we drove down from Flagstaff and got to the gate, and I had no idea what to do. And so I started reading through my reservation and my permit, and I found the combination codes, and we managed to figure out what to do. All right, so here, yep, we're gonna make a right, and we're gonna go to a place called Devil's Kitchen. So we're making a right here on Devil's Kitchen. Now, I believe you can just go ahead and go straight, and this is more of a little side trail here. It's very narrow. But we're just going to take it nice and slow. Not only is Katarina filming, she's also spotting. So that was kind of steep. Got some big rocks here. Nice big drop in the back. We're going to turn on our gauges here so we can see what kind of angles we get. But sometimes there's a bit of a creek right there. Climb here. Yeah, you can probably take this wide, or I think I'm just going to go a little bit driver here. I got a 16-degree pitch, 10-degree roll. Held that for a little bit. Now we're just going to climb up these rocks here. 13, 15, 16, 18 degrees. Not much on the roll there. And we are up that obstacle.
As we come up and make this sweeping right-hand turn here, we're on a totally different type of terrain. We've got this really cool. Now there's one last little climb here on what would be the mandatory section of this side trail. And it's just going to take you up and around, and there'll be plenty of place to park right here if you wanted to get out, take a little hike, or really walk around the sinkhole, because you're going to be parked right next to it. This is a great vantage point to get out and really explore the area and enjoy the views. Now this sinkhole here is referred to as the Devil's Kitchen sinkhole. It was created by the collapse of a gigantic underground cavern, and once that collapsed, everything sank down into it. In autumn of 1989, the northern end fell, increasing the size of the hole by about 40%. And now it sits about 150 feet by 92 feet, and the bottom is about 40 to 60 feet below the rim.
Okay, and we're going to head back down. Once you make this climb up to the top and go to the sinkhole, it is a turnaround and head back out. So we're going to Kind of.
Go wider to the driver.
It's kind of a fun climb right there. And we'll get resituated here and go back to the rest of the trail. Well, what goes up must come down, and we went up towards the sinkhole, and now we're having to come back down towards the rest of the trail. We are back on the main road now, and as you can see, this is mostly a drive through forest areas, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I will point out it can be really tight in some areas. There is a risk of getting pinstripes in here. So again, the pinstripe warning, if you're totally adverse to that, you might want to take a second thought. At this point, we've got a kind of a little rock garden here. I will point out, when we started off, we kind of did this whole thing in 4 low and disconnected the sway bar, which was good because there were some kind of tippy spots that really helped in. And we aired down to about 15 PSI. So that's really taking some of the lumps out of this road. At this intersection, you can continue straight, and the road is going to end in about a 1/4 mile. If you make a right here, you're going to go down to the 7 sacred pools. Now, that's a nice little spot to stop and check it out, because this is absolutely beautiful down here. This sandstone has been pitted in like 7 distinct little indentations, forming these little pools that fill with water. So really nice little opportunity to just walk around, get some cool pictures, get those Instagrammers going. Yeah, this is worth stopping at. Oh, that was a quick look at the 7 sacred swamps and
What? Pools.
7 sacred pools. And we're gonna get back up to the main trail yet again. Now this last little section of road has been really nice and smooth. It's kind of a sandy surface, and you're going to come up to kind of a turnaround area. There's room for a handful of vehicles to park, and this is where you can stop, get out, and go take a hike up to Soldier Cave. Well, after a nice walk to Soldier Cave, which starts off pretty easy, gets a little hard, then it's time to head out. Should be a pretty straight shot going out, since we're not going to take any of those side routes to the 7 pools or to the Sinkhole. So I think they've got the difficulty on this pretty solid. I got to agree with them on this one. It's not something I could really bring the Subaru to. It kind of requires a little bit more ground clearance. But you also don't need something with lockers, and you don't need big, huge tires and a monster lift either. You can do this in pretty much a stock Sahara or Sport. The one thing I would recommend is that you have decent tires on it. If you have street tires, they're very easily could get punctured on here. So if you got all-terrain tires, you're probably going to do pretty good. Now, if you're following the Trails Off-Road app coming in, it will tell you there's a Y intersection, and if you stay to the left, it's easier. If you go to the right, it's a little more adventurous. Well, we came in from the high side. So going out, we're gonna take this low side and see what a little more adventurous actually looks like. We just gotta step down onto here, and looks like we're gonna ride a little cliffside here. So, okay, I guess this is a little more adventurous. Since it gets a little tippy, right on a rock cliffside, going into a little climb here. So if you don't like shelf roads, you're not going to like that at all.
No, that is for sure.
And we are back out onto the main trail. What an awesome trail this is. Super beautiful here in the mountains above Sedona. Just gorgeous. This is, we love this type of terrain, right? It's gorgeous. You know, we're from Colorado. We love the mountains, but these red rocks and things here, they're pretty special. You enjoyed this one?
Yes, very much.
So
I got
this,
some hiking, I got some
yeah,
wheeling. So
yeah. What do you think of the hike going from the end of the trail to the cave?
it won't kill you, but it's worth it.
Won't kill you, but it will wear you out. From myself and Katerina, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Trail Traveler. Be safe out there. We'll see you on the trails.